Greetings. We welcome you to University Presbyterian Church and Pastor Tricia here for our meaningful meditation for this week. We are back outside. It's a beautiful day, although there's some snow in the forecast for the weekend, but we're grateful for this harvest season and time in which we especially think about the bountiful gifts of God. Our text this Sunday is from Mark chapter 13, and Jesus is talking to his disciples as they are going out of the temple, and the disciples are talking about, look at the large stones, the grandeur of the temple, and Jesus kind of shocks them by saying these stones are not going to stay. They're going to fall down. And I think it's really strong imagery for us to think about what is it in our life that we depend on, things that we want to be certain of things, that need for certainty in our life. And it's hard for us that when change occurs. And this is a reminder that Jesus wants us to understand that really nothing in our life is certain except for God's presence in our life and that certainty that God's love brings to us. So God is really that rock for us, our faith that is there when things don't go well, when things are going great. There's that consistency that comes with God's presence. And David Lose is a great writer and preacher, a Lutheran, and he talks about just how often, we become attached to the certainty of the gifts of God around us. And I don't know about you, but those Christmas ads are already out there. We're getting stressed thinking about presents for people and wanting to make sure that the day is perfect, thinking about Thanksgiving Day before Christmas Day, and just this time can be stressful. And so Lose's comment is to really think about worshiping God, the giver of those gifts, instead of the gifts themselves. And I think that's a great lesson for us, that these things are going to pass away. If you've ever tried to downsize, you also know how attached we get to things. And God's love is that consistent thing in our life that doesn't go away, that isn't going to change. And so that is the greatest gift that we can focus on. So we are thinking about Advent season as well, which starts on the 28th of November, the first Sunday of Advent, and we will have a service in the morning as well as a 5:30 p.m. service that night. We're going to come out to the Labyrinth, have that as an option, have a prayer service. And so you can look forward to more details about that. Before that happens on the 21st of November, a week from this Sunday, we'll have our Harvest Feast. For those of you here in town, we'd love for you to join us after the service, a time to have a meal together and again, just be reminded of God as the giver of all the gifts in our life. So have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for joining us for this meaningful meditation. Joy for your journey.